Sagittarius, a very warm welcome. My name's Drew. This is Modern Tarot. Those of you that are new here, welcome. And those of you returning, welcome back. This is a reading, guys, for the last couple of weeks of June. I hope you're doing well. I remember a lot of you were really looking at traveling and these kind of things in previous readings, you know, like where to next. You guys are the travelers of the zodiac. Sagittarius, that card really wants to jump there. What was it? Got to look at this for you. Okay. Judgment in reverse. All right. You might have bouts of not making major decisions. Okay. So if something seems off, I think, Sagittarius, then, don't make that decision. All right. Take some time out, get yourself away, create some distance from making that decision. Okay. I think that's really what that's saying to me. One more shuffle, and we're going to go straight into this reading. Something doesn't want to quite come together for you, all right? So don't rush the process. Judgment on again. So the center of the reading, we've got the Empress in reverse. Watch your self-care throughout the last couple of weeks of June. Okay, the Empress in the upright. This talks about self-love. The Empress is an amazing energy. She just is, male or female. It doesn't exude arrogance. It exudes a silent confidence. As I say, just is. When Empress energy walks into the room, they're comfortable. They're very approachable. Okay? They don't overspeak. They do everything in the right measure, and it comes from self-love. In reverse, I'm just wondering whether, if it's about love, maybe you're thinking that somebody's not the one, or you haven't met the one, or something along those lines. But if not, just watch your self-care, Sagittarius, okay? The challenge is the Queen of Cups in reverse. I'm just wondering whether your confidence levels, okay, might be a little bit out of whack the last couple of weeks of June. And the challenge is, your emotions, okay? So your sense of well-being, and your emotions are going to be key. Do whatever you can. The reason why it's all happening, you might be feeling a little bit impatient. You're not prepared to wait around. Okay, and it's just like I was saying to you, Sagittarius, don't make major decisions out of frustration, okay, and certainly out of an emotional place. Wait until things have calmed down and you're feeling a little bit more balanced, Sagittarius. Hopefully the Temperance card will pop out for you. Yeah, don't make, emotional decisions, okay, last couple of weeks. Recent past, Page of Wands in reverse, there was no new start. Remember I was saying to you about traveling? Some of you might be feeling a little bit itchy, itchy to get moving, and it's not really happening. You don't want to wait around, and yet maybe circumstances, finances get in the way, all right? Yeah, look, your focus is that you're feeling stuck, Sagittarius, all right? Sit with that. Okay, sometimes that can happen to us in life. Our fire is being dampened and we feel stuck, and that's where we want to make rash, impulsive decisions. And I think that's really what this reading is saying to me so far. Okay, what you don't see coming towards you is walking away, walking away from something, or somebody's walking away from you. Could be that, but it really is one of moving on. The Eight of Cups. I'm going to clarify this reading and go deeper and find out what it's about. Okay, your energetic field last couple of weeks of June, guys. Sorry, even that card's too hot to handle. You might be too hot to handle, Sagittarius. Your energetic field is the Queen of Swords in reverse. Just watch your frustration isn't projected out into the world where you take it out on people because you're frustrated, okay? That might be your emotions getting the better of you. Outside influences, Knight of Wands in reverse. Okay, if we look at this, the Knight of Wands, it's a young energy. It wants to take action. It's explorative, and it's in reverse. Some of you, you might have dealt with someone a bit younger, and they might have been a little bit of a player. I'm just saying, this is an outsider influence here. They made you feel less than. They didn't make you feel like the one. Messed with your emotions, and they're not waiting around or not working on something, Sagittarius, or maybe this is you. Your fears, the Moon in reverse, you're fearing clarity on the situation, okay, because then you've got to make a decision, right? Okay, and the outcome's Two of Cups. This is a beautiful card. This is a soulmate. Okay, so this is a soul family. So now when I'm looking at this reading, I'm just wondering whether some of you, might have a connection around you and you didn't really see the depth. Sometimes when we can meet people and we can date people and, we can think, we make all sorts of excuses as to why they're not the one. And yet there's this pull, an energetic pull to them. It's because they're a soulmate of some kind, all right? Could be, soulmates in the upright, or they could be toxic and karmic, come here to teach us a lesson of some sort. Let's have a look at this. Why is the Empress? I want to clarify this reading now. Why is the Empress in reverse? That's the first card that we laid in the center of this reading. And it can talk about a lack of self-love, feeling less than, not feeling that attractive. Okay, and then we've got, Wheel of Fortune. For some of you, like I said here, you had a destined meeting with somebody and you might be talking yourself out of it. Your emotions are a little bit upside down. You want to free yourself. Some of you guys, you might have met a soulmate and not known what to do with it. I'm just saying, okay? You don't want to wait around, or someone's not waiting around to be disappointed because maybe you're feeling stuck, or you're giving off the vibes of being stuck. Okay, in the recent past, Page of Wands in reverse, Six of Pentacles in reverse, a lack of give and take in this situation. I just wonder whether it was you, Sagittarius, that, there was someone there and you had a very spiritual bond with, or some kind of soulmate, and you weren't giving to it because you had talked yourself out of it, or, your focus is to remain stuck. Why is it your focus, Sagittarius? The Two of Wands, not making a decision and not putting any work into it. What you don't see coming towards you, we got the Eight of Cups, walking away because there's no commitment. Is this you or the other person? Sagittarius. Your energetic field is feeling stuck again. But this is in the mind now, okay? Not physically stuck. This is actually stuck in your mind. And a little bit confused with the Queen of Swords in reverse. Outside influences. We got the Knight of Wands in reverse, okay? And then we've got Strength. It's an interesting set of cards. And how I would read this is, I'm just wondering whether this started off as a little bit of fun. And you're trying to be patient with yourself. So, Sarah, I'm just wondering whether you're fearing some kind of deep connection here. And then we've got the Two of Cups, and then we've got the Three of Wands. Sorry, Two of Cups and the Three of Cups in reverse. Just for some of you, all right, it's not a personal reading. Just for some of you, there might have been a situation where you've met someone, they're already involved and they can't leave a commitment, and it might be like a bit of a soulmate for you, but it might be a third party situation. I'm just saying, okay, and you might be feeling a little bit angry about the situation and feeling trapped, wishing that you'd never got involved in the first place. Just for some of you, a select few. Let's have a look. Why is this here? I want to look at the Two of, as the outcome, right? Two of Cups, Three of Cups in reverse. What is this about? Why is that here? I want to move on. I don't want to repeat things. Now, who is this, Sagittarius? This is you or somebody else. Maybe there was this connection and you treated it very lightly. You didn't see them as the one, although you felt that it was a destined connection. might be a soulmate, or this person feels that you're some kind of a soulmate, but they don't want to reunite with the Three of Cups in reverse. And I want to move on, but I don't want to repeat things. And maybe they thought they really knew you, Sagittarius, or you knew them, but it's kind of like dwindled that depth that they felt with you. Your focus is, you might feel that, you're restless, okay? You want to move, you want to travel, whatever you want to do, Sagittarius. And this person feels that your goals are very different. I'm just wondering, now we can flip the script in tarot. It doesn't have to be you, Sagittarius, it could be the other person, okay? But, somebody feels a little bit anxious around the other person, where it's making them doubt the connection as it once used to be, and they don't feel that they can really be their authentic self because someone feels that the other person had an ulterior motive and hidden agenda. All right, if it's about love, tell me more about that. It's an interesting reading, Sagittarius, if it is about love. Somebody doesn't want to wait around to be disappointed anyway. Sagittarius, forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moment. Maybe this person or you, Sagittarius, you've got to work on forgiving this situation because it's keeping you trapped in your mind and a lack of clarity. And you might be feeling a little bit angry about it with the Queen of Swords in reverse, like a little bit bitchy, that kind of thing, Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world, and that came out in reverse. For those of you guys that are feeling a little bit stuck, you want to keep things moving, you want to travel, but you can't for some reason, retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. You can't do it right now. It's leaving you feeling trapped because of finances and career. Some of you, money might be a big factor in many areas of your life throughout the last couple of weeks of June. It's only 2 weeks, guys. It's not forever, right? It's not for a lifetime. Tell me more about this Two of Cups and Three of Cups in reverse. Why is that here as an outcome, okay? As I say, guys, take what resonates, leave the rest behind. It's not a personal reading. It really is a general reading, okay? Obsessive compulsive. And then we've got material driven. And I'm just wondering whether there was what felt like a really spiritual connection. Maybe somebody was playing with that connection, weren't taking it seriously. Maybe somebody had, was very restless and had different motives. Somebody might have been quite superficial where the other person felt something to be quite deep. So some advice for you, Sagittarius, in love, in life, in work, throughout the last couple of weeks of June. Something for you to contemplate, or something that might be quite important for you. I'm going to give that one more shuffle. But, it's a couple of times now the cards haven't really come together. There's something not coming together, whatever it might be. Choice, assertiveness, empowerment, authenticity, personal boundaries. So is somebody setting boundaries against you, Sagittarius? Are you setting boundaries against somebody that, maybe they're already committed elsewhere, or these kind of things? Maybe they were a little bit of a player, or you were a little bit of a player, Sagittarius, and someone's had to have a lot of patience with you, but finally they decided to walk away because they don't see any commitment. And maybe one or the other party had, a hidden agenda, ulterior motives, maybe just in it for fun and nothing serious, where the other person felt a deeper connection. Just for some of you, all right? One of these, a message throughout the last 2 weeks of June, something for you to think about, Sagittarius. But I know what it's like, Sagittarius, they love to travel, they love to explore. And when their life doesn't afford them to do that, they can get a little bit antsy, because they love new experiences. Travelers of the Zodiac, right? Let's have a look. The more I attune my energy with appreciation, the more the universe will deliver. All right, so, don't forget to... we've got forgiving and learning, okay? So, whatever goes on in life, guys, forgive the situation. Take the lessons. It's easier said than done, I know. But take the lessons and be grateful that it's triggered something within you good or bad, that we can either celebrate or we can heal, you know? So, and have personal boundaries. You know, if someone's messing you around, they're not putting in the work, there's a lack of reciprocity, or this could be the other person, right? To have personal boundaries and go, hey, look, you know what? I don't think we're on the same page here. What is it you're looking for? And then you can rule it in or out rather than feeling trapped in your mind with a lack of clarity, you know? It's like when people ghost people, you know? The mature thing to do would be, hey, look, you know, it's not really working out. I don't feel this connection, you know? I think you're amazing, blah, blah, blah. It's a form of closure. I know some people don't accept closure, right? We've all dealt with people like that just won't take no for an answer. Where was I going to go now? I want to leave you with one of these. This is a positive mantra to take away, Sagittarius, from this reading. Interesting reading. Many things going on for you. Let's have a look. Enjoy the process, Sagittarius. It's time to stop and enjoy the process. I'll read that again, shall I? Enjoy the process. It's time to stop and enjoy the present. Your future is being taken care of by the universe. So do you remember what I was saying to you about losing patience and making emotional decisions, which they're never great decisions, guys. You know, I know that from personal experience. You know, slow down time, be grateful for what's happening in the present. You know, it's pissing down with rain outside and you've got a comfortable bed, and feel grateful for the small things. And then God, the universe, or however you frame your belief system, can give you more of what you want or what you're appreciative of, you know? And the more we decline things that come our way, like, you know, players and things like that, all right, handsome, pretty strangers, the more we decline that kind of behavior because it doesn't sit in line with what we're looking for, other stuff can be sent. But if we're trapped in our mind about it, I mean, obsessing about it, we're not even noticing better opportunities, you know, people that are more in tune with ourselves. Here's a song for you, okay? The lyrics might mean something, the band might mean something, the title might mean something. Killing Me Softly, Killing Me Softly by the Fugees. Okay, give that a listen to. There might be some subliminal message in that for you, Sagittarius. I think that's about it from me today. Sagittarius, good luck with that. All right, it looks like it's a fairly complex reading, to be honest. I mean, there's so many layers that I could go to with this reading, but you know, it's limited time here. But good luck with it. You know, don't forget to have personal boundaries, or maybe someone's setting boundaries with you, Sagittarius, because they felt that you're on different pages. And, you know, that can happen in life. All right. We're all on different paths sometimes. And sometimes we're very much on the same path. And this is when we end up with beautiful connections like this, you know, where we're walking hand in hand, you know, having each other's backs and building together. If you enjoyed the content, please like, share, and subscribe. It means I can continue to do this for free for you. If you would like a personal reading, you can reach out directly at moderntarot.net or browse the YouTube Modern Tarot store, and I'll do my best to give you some clarity on your personal situations. In the meantime, Sagittarius, good luck with that. Have patience with yourself. You know, it's only 2 weeks. A lot can change. Be grateful in the present moment. Be thankful for the lessons. Easier said than done. And you'll live to fight another day, and certainly live to travel, which is what you love to do, to explore. Take it easy, Sagittarius, and I'll see you back here for another reading. Bye now.